So to ensure everyone is on the same page, in my mail.file, I've created a booking page widget, which is found below as a stateful widget with a scaffold, right? So this is the design, right? So you have the date at the top over here that has been arranged in a horizontal manner. So let's start over here, right? I'll be creating a variable that will get us our current date over here, and the return type is going to be the date time, and the variable name is going to be now. So we assign our datetime.now. So this will get our current date first. So I'll be creating additional two variables, right? The first one is going to be the first day of month, right? And the return type is going to be datetime. And the next one is going to be the last day of month. So below over here, I'll be creating a scroll controller variable. Then we assign it the scroll controller. Just like that. So below here, you're going to have an init state where we initialize our first day of the month and also the last day of the month. So with the first day of the month, we assign our datetime. Then we need to pass in our current month, right? So we need to pass in now.year. So the first argument takes in the year, and the next argument takes in the month, right? So it's going to be now.month. Then we pass in the next argument as 1, right? So we'll be repeating the same thing for the last day of the month. That's going to be now.month plus 1, right? And the next argument, you assign a value of 0. So make sure the variable name is correct. There you go. So within the scaffold over here, let's set the background color of this scaffold to be transparent. So with that, we assign it a value of colors.transparent. And also the scaffold also takes in the body. So we start with a single child scroll view over here. So the child of this single child scroll view is going to be a container. So the container can provide a decoration, which in turn also takes in the box decoration. So over here, you can specify a gradient. Let's get rid of the cons over here. You can specify a gradient over here. The gradient is going to be the linear gradient. So we can pass and begin where we want to begin from, right? And we want to begin at the center left. So the alignment is going to be alignment.center left. Then we pass in the end. It's going to be center right, alignment.center right. So basically, the reason why we are doing this is we want to provide this scaffold a background color of a gradient. So this one way you can go about. So the color takes in a list of colors, right? An array of colors. So in here, I'll be specifying some hex values of colors over here. There you go. So let's save any changes. For now, we are not seeing any gradient because the container of this is not having any child. So let's proceed from here. So the child of this container is going to return a safe area, and that will prevent it from being at the notch area. And the safe area will be containing a column. It takes in the children. So let's wrap the column in a padding widget. And this padding is going to affect all sides, a value of 20. So the first child of the column is going to be a single child scroll view. So over here, you can pass in a controller where you pass in our scroll controller. And also let's specify the direction over here, the scroll direction to be horizontal. So we provide a value of axis.horizontal. And also the child of this scroll, single child scroll view is going to be a row. So let's set the main axis alignment of this row to be main axis alignment or center. In the row takes in the children, where you can specify a list of widgets over here, right? So in here, I'll be generating using the list.generate, right? So you need to pass in the length, and the length is going to be from our last day of month. Then you can access the day from it, and the index. So over here, let's get our current date over here, right? So I'll be creating a variable of current date. And can get that from our first day of the month. Then we use the add method. We provide a duration, takes in the days, then we pass in the index. And this will get us our current date. And also let's retrieve our day from the current date, right? So I'll be creating a variable of day name. So that we'll be using the date formatter, right? It's come from a particular package known as the intl. So date format. Then we pass in e, which has the format method on it. Then we can pass in our current date, and this will get us our day name for us. So make sure you have that installed. So once you have the day name, you can return a column over here. In the column, let's specify the main axis element of this to be main axis element of center. The column over here is in the children. And the first child of this column is going to be a container. So over here, let's set the width of this container to be 57 and also provide some height value. A height of 70. Give some decoration to this container. So within the box decoration, you can specify a color over here. And the color is going to be based on the selected date, right? So I'll be creating a variable at the top over here known as the selected index. And the return type is going to be an integer. So selected index. Then we can assign the datetime. Datetime.now. Then you can subtract 1 from it. So we need to access the day. So datetime.now.day. There we go. Then we can subtract 1 from it. So over here with the color, we are going to base on our selected index, right? And render different colors. So we check over here if our selected index is equal to the index over here, right? We check if our selected index is equal to the index, then we provide a different color. Else we go with the default color. So I'll be doing that over here. Oops, late initializer error. Make sure you restart. There we go. So let's provide some cons over here. So let's specify some border radius. The border radius is going to be a circular one with a value of 18. There you go. You can see the effect over here. So let's wrap the container within a padding. The padding is going to be symmetric and it will affect only the horizontal aspect, a value of 8. There you go. You can see some spacing between it. And the highlighted container is our selected date, right? The current date. So let's proceed to display the information or the date. So the container is going to take in the child. The child is going to return a column. So let's say the main axis alignment of this column to be main axis alignment dot space evenly. The column takes in the children over here. The first child of this column is going to be a container, right? We're going to have a custom dot over here. So with that, we pass in a width of 7, a height of 7, and also provide some decoration where you provide our box decoration. So over here, it takes in the shape. The shape is going to be box shape dot circle, and that will give us the circular dot over here. So let's give some color to this. The color is going to be colors dot black, and saving the changes over here. There you go. As you can see over here, let's provide some const. So below the dot over here is going to render the day name, right? So we want to take the first 3 letters of this day name, right? So with the substring method, you can pass in our start and also the end. So we start from the first and end at third index, and this will give us the 3 letters of the day name, as you can see over there. So let's start this test, right? So let's provide a font size of 14, a color as well. So the color is going to be white, and also a font weight. That's going to be font weight dot 600. There you go. You can see the effect. So below the day name is where we render the day, right? And can do that by accessing its index and add one. So we access the index over here. Then we add one. There you go, as you can see over there. So let's start the day. So the style attribute, it takes in the text style. So over here you can specify a font weight. Sorry, supposed to be a font size of 16. So a font size of 16. And also a font weight over here to be font weight dot 500. And also a color of white. Saving the changes. There we go. You can see we have the day, the month we are in, starting from the 1st to the 31st. So you can see it looks pretty much similar over here. So let's provide a const over here and proceed. So below is the time. So let's get started with that one. So over here, let's provide some spacing. So with that, we provide a size box with a height of 25 with a const preceding it. So you're going to have a single child scroll view. So with this, we specify the scroll direction to be horizontal, and that's going to be axis dot horizontal. And also it takes in the child, that's going to be a row. So with this, testing the children, we are going to generate as a list. So it's going to be list.generate. You need to pass in a length. So I can pass in with the default length or manual length of 4. And also return a container. So with the container, let's provide a width of 100. And also a height of 25. And alignment, let's set the alignment to be alignment of center, and provide some decoration, which in turn also takes in the box decoration over here. Then you need to specify a color over here. So I can just grab the color or this condition, right? So I can just grab this condition. We are going to base on the index. So we check if our index is equal to 2. So depending on your logic, you can use the index to manipulate it over here. So let's set the border radius to be border radius dot circle and provide a value of 15. There you go. You can see it looking good already. So let's wrap the container in a padding widget, and this padding is going to affect it symmetrically with a horizontal value of 4. There you go. You can see the space over there. So the chart of this container will be containing a text that will render the time. So I'll go with a default value. So as I said earlier, Depending on the index, you can render different times. So let's start this test. So with the style attribute, you can provide a text style, and let's give it a white color. So let's set the color to be colors.white. Let's provide a const value over here. There we go. It's looking nice already. So let's proceed with the curve line over here. So and for that, I'll be using the custom paint. So below the single child scroll view, it's going to be a custom paint. So in here, it takes in the painter, and I'll be defining a custom class over here, and the name is going to be curve painter, which is not yet created, so I'll be creating it sooner. And the child of this custom paint is going to be a container with a height of 170. So I'll be pasting in the implementation of the curve painter, right? So basically it has the start point, the end point, and the control point of how rounded you want it to be. Then you use the canvas to draw the path. As you can see over there, there we go. It's looking already good. So let's proceed. So the next thing to do is to render the chairs, right? With the different colors as well. The white one is available, taken, and also the selected one. So below the custom paint, I'll be using the wrap widget with a spacing of 15. The wrap text in the children. So with that, I'll be generating with the list. So list.generate, you need to pass in the length. So I want 100 chairs. Then we pass in our index over here and return a widget, right? So in here, I'll be returning an icon, and the icon name is going to be the chair icon. So it's going to be icons.chair, and saving the changes. Boom, there we go. So for now, we need to focus on the functionality with the one that is available, selected, and also the taken. So based on your logic, you can do or proceed with that. So below over here, I'll be creating a function that will get us some random colors, right? And the colors is going to be based on these 3 colors. So the function name is going to be get random color, and it takes in a list of colors. And the return type of this is going to be a color. So over here, I'll be creating a variable of random. Then I'll assign the random instance to it. So make sure this is imported from the .math. Then we can make use of this random, right? So in here, you need to return our collects. Then we access that with the random variable. So random.next int. Then the length is going to be the colors.length. So when you call this function, we need to pass in a list of colors, right? So I'll be passing in 3 colors over here. So I'll be creating a variable of random color. Then I'll call the function I just created, get random color, which expects a list of colors. So in here, I'll be pasting in 3 colors over here. The orange, the gray, and also the white one. So the icon takes in the color, right? So in here, you can just provide it the random color and saving the changes. There we go. It's looking pretty good. Let's proceed. So below the wrap widget, let's provide some spacing over here with a height of 20. So below the size box, you are going to have a row. You are going to set the main axis alignment of the row to be main axis alignment dot space around. Then we set its children. So the first one is going to be a container. So with the container, we provide a width of 10 and also a height of 10. So basically, this is going to be our custom dot shape, right? So with the decoration, you can pass in the box decoration, which takes in the shape, and that's going to be our box shape dot circle. We want it to be rounded, and also give it a color of white, indicating it that the chair is available. So let's save in the changes as you can see over there. So next to this dot is going to be a text of available. So let's first of all provide some space in between that, right? So with that, I'll pass in a width of 5. And also next to that is going to be a text of available. So this is an additional information to know which seat is taken, selected, and also available. So with this text, let's provide some styling to it. Let's give it a color of white. There we go. Let's save any changes. Oops, I think there's enough space over here. So let me copy and repeat that and see the effect. Nah, I don't want it this way. Let's wrap the container in a row widget. Right, so we can just grab these things in that row widget. There you go. So you can just make a copy of this and repeat it one more time over here. So in here we need to change in the text over here to be taken, and the color needs to change as well to be gray. There you go. So I'll just copy this once more, and we need to make the necessary changes over here. So in here the text needs to be changed to be selected, and provide the color. So I can just grab the color over here, just like this. And also we need to pass this to the container as well. There you go. I think it's looking pretty much the same thing. So let's proceed with the last component or the last widget below. So for that, I'll be providing an additional space with a size box, right? So we provided a height value of 30. And below that, we are going to have a container as usual. So the padding of this container is going to affect all size, right? A value of 12. So the width of this container is going to be double dot infinity. That's going to be 100% of the screen, and also provide a height of 140. And also set the alignment to be at the center. So alignment of center. So the decoration of this container will provide a color over here. The color is going to be H value. So I'll type that in. So the chart of this container is going to render a column where you can specify a list of widgets in a vertical manner, right? So with that, let's set the main axis alignment to be main axis alignment the space around, and also with the children, we start with a row, and let's set the main axis alignment to be main axis alignment dot center, and also provide some children over here. So in here we'll be having the location icon next to the text, right? So it's going to be icons dot location. That's the reason why we specify it to be in the row, so that we can position the icon and also the text in a horizontal manner. So let's give the icon a color of white. So next to the icon is going to be a text. And the text over here is going to be some random text. That basically displays the location of the cinema. So with the style, we give it a color of white. So I'll be copying the text one more time. So below that is going to be some random description. And that needs to be below the row. Yeah, just like this. It's going to be some random description over here. So I'll type that in. So let's set the color to be gray. And also the last component is going to be the button. That's going to be the elevated button, which comes with the on press and also the child. So the child is going to be a text widget over here. So with the text, provide it a value of buy ticket. Then we pass in the price over here. That's going to be $48. So let's get rid of the cons over here and provide it next to the row and also next to the text. And next to the text as well. There you go. So we need to decorate the button, right? So the elevator button provides us with a style. So with that, you can just start with the elevator button or style from, where you can specify a background color. So I'll just grab the color over here and paste it over here. Saving the changes. There we go. We need to change the text color. So with the color, we need to change that to be white. And also the button is not fully rounded, so we need to fix that. So with the fix size, takes in the size where we can provide some width and height. So I'll set the width to be 230 and the height to be 30. And also we need to change the shape of the button. So the shape is going to be rectangular. I think it's supposed to be rounded rectangular. Yeah, rounded rectangular border. Yeah. So over here we can provide a border radius. It's going to be a circular as well and a value of 15. As you can see the effect. I think that's pretty much it. Let's compare and see. So over here, let's provide some border radius to this container. It's going to be border radius dot circular, where you pass in the value of 40. Saving the changes. There you go. I need to increase the height of the button as well to 50. There you go. I think that looks pretty much the same. So that's basically it. See you in our next tutorial. Until then, stay tuned.